Howdy folks, welcome here to Deck 101. Today's Deck 101 lesson is how to install the Core Trax on your deck system. Core Trax are these handy cargo tie-down runners that we sell to you guys. You can tie your load down on your deck system with it. Just a couple things to know about how this is going to go together to give you the big picture. The underside of the deck drawer system has these, we call them lateral steel tubes. They look like this. And when you look at the top of the deck panel, you'll see rows of dimples running this way, kind of in a line. And what those mean are underneath there's a steel tube just like that. And you're going to anchor your Core Trax into the lateral steel tube. So a couple really important things to know before you get too excited. You do not want to drill holes just into the plastic. You want to be into a steel tube. And when we're drilling the holes in the steel tube, you'll notice there's a top and a bottom of the tube, and it's really important that you only drill through the top of the tube. You don't drill all the way through. Pretty obvious why you wouldn't want to do that, but if you don't want to get water in your drawers, do not drill all the way through the steel tube, and also do not drill just into the plastic itself. The Core Trax themselves they're handed. So here on this example panel, we have, imagine that this is the cab of the pickup truck and this is the tailgate of your pickup truck. And they're designed to go at either one end or the other. And when you look at the hole pattern, you'll see that it's actually handed. So I can hold it up here and see that in this situation, I'm lined up with these dimples. But if I go down here, I'm not lined up. So that means I need to flip the Core Trax over, look at it again, and there I am, I'm lined up. Also important to notice there's a slotted hole at each end, and that slotted hole is what we're going to use to give you, the right back and forth measurement, so you don't drill holes in the wrong place. So to begin, we're going to set it down. We're going to, just for example, we're going to attach this one to the cab side end. So I'm going to line it up here, and I look in there in the slot, and I just align it with that dimple, run it back, align it with this dimple, so the dimple is the best I can in the middle of that slot. And then I'm gonna take my 5/32 drill bit. This is important. One, that you have a sharp drill bit. Don't do this with a crappy old drill bit. You're drilling through a steel tube. And if you have a bad drill bit, sometimes it'll walk before it goes into the steel, and you can actually end up drilling off the plastic next to the tube, which you don't wanna do. Put it on fast drill mode, hold it down there, nice and securely, and just start slowly at first. And there, that first pop, that means I'm through the top of the steel tube. So stop when you get to that point. Then go back down to the other end, and again, line up that slot as best you can, center of the dimple. Take your bit. There you go. You'll have a little steel and plastic shavings. You can get rid of that so you can see better. And then just put the Core Trax strip back on there. These are self-tapping screws that come in your kit. They've got a serrated kind of knife-like end to them. And it's not a number 2, it's a number 3 Phillips. So you want to get a number 3 Phillips bit. A number 2 will be too narrow. You'll probably strip the head of the screw out, or your drill bit. You don't want to do that. So then take your number 3 Phillips driver, and just to begin, loosely attach that screw, go down the other end, and do the same thing, and drive the screw in, but not all the way, so it can move back and forth. So now that you've got your track on there loosely attached to the top of your deck system, go to the centermost hole and move it back and forth and find the center of that dimple, and then kind of make sure that you've gotten it right. You didn't do the track backwards, that you are lined up on that dimple, and you'll see it kind of disappear from sight and come back. Center hole, drill one more hole. Like so, and then get your number 3 Phillips, another self-tapping screw. And this one, you can tighten all the way down, but make sure that you don't over tighten it. You just want to get it nice and snug. So, you know, it's like that. So it's nice and tight. And then you go back and tighten the 2 screw heads at the ends. And that will leave you with 2 more holes, but now your Core Trax should be nice and lined up on the dimples. You haven't over tightened the screws, so then you go back and just drill your next 2 holes. And then you can take the last 2 screws for that Core Trax strip and tighten it down. Voila, now you have Core Trax ready to go to work for you, tying your cargo load down to the top of your drawer system. This is the Core Trax lock, and while it may seem really simple, it's crazy how many times people get this wrong. So the way it works is there's a plunger. It's got a little round doodad that when you plunge it, it comes out. It's like a really bad syringe, I guess. And that thing goes into the round scallops that run down the side and slides a little bit. And then those 2 wings come down and they actually lock into the round bit. And that gets you a 500-pound pull-out force. So you can tie some ratchet straps on there and go to town. Again, I wouldn't go crazy with 1,000 pounds of muscle torque, but this will be a great way for you to be able to adjust your loads and where you want to tie down your tie down points on your Core Trax. So that's how to put your Core Trax on your deck system. Again, the key things are don't drill through the plastic only. Make sure you line up to the dimples perfectly. Check twice, drill once, and don't over tighten things and you should be good to go. As always, if you have any questions about this or any other deck products or how-tos, hit us up in the comments of this video. Reach out to us on social media. DMs are super cool. We'll do emails, we answer the phone. You can send us a dove with something wrapped around its leg if you want, but however you want to communicate with us, we're here for you. And I appreciate your business and look forward to working with you.